All right, folks. Finally, we're going live. Hope you can hear me well. Let me just get my shit. Post a link on Twitter. And then we're getting this party started. My lordy. My lordy. Okay, folks, let's get going. Let's get started. Hope it sounds good. If not, let me know. My lordy, I had so much problems with setting up the right shit, and I think it's still not really perfect and everything. And I don't know. I also want to have some music as well as just listen to my voice all the time. So I hope I found some non-copyright kind of crap on YouTube that you can just stream at the same time. But I did some test streams, and I don't know, somehow the music and my voice it's not really perfectly in sync, shall we say. But oh well. I think I need to start off with making an apology again. I actually wanted to make a longer video or go live on Friday, but then all kinds of shit came in between and I didn't want to do that anymore. And then yesterday I was busy, and now I made the commitment to go live every day. And what a moment actually to go live, because my lordy shit is hitting the fan. We might be finally on our way to take out that 17.6K. That will be amazing. All right, folks, this is going to be probably, if everything works out, if the technique is, if all the tech shit is holding, it might be actually a long stream. So let's see how long we can last. If you don't like the music, we gotta switch it. Just let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat what you guys want to hear or whatever. It's some kind of techno mashup. Okay, cool. Let's first start off with BTC USD. I, by the way, also have made myself a coffee. So let's get started. Give me 1 second. All right, let's get started. BTC USD. the daily. So this is actually the chart that we always use for the recordings. But the one that I actually use for my own trading is the one from Bybit, because I'm trading on Bybit. So that is usually the chart I'm using. Therefore, also like a value area high or low is a little bit different, but the principle, of course, is still the same. We have been looking at this golden pocket already for ages now. Like since we even like dumped down here, then we already start talking about golden pocket, and we didn't hit it, and then now here like almost, and now finally we really hit it, and now it can go down, shall we say. So that golden pocket, in case you missed it, is measured from this bottom to this top right here, or from the top to the bottom, however you want to name it. So once we start dumping down here, which we, by the way, called, then we started dumping, and then this was actually low, but this was just a little bit lower. Big SFP, shall we say, because it dipped a little bit lower, then just spiked back up. Right, and finally we made our way up to this golden pocket, where I have been naming now and mentioning now already for a very long time. So that was 21,000, 21,200. You can scroll back in all the videos. I am not telling you any bullshit. We have named this already for quite some time. You know what it is? Sometimes with these major levels, it is just a matter of time before they're being hit, and you can zig and zag. You can bounce up and down, left and right, and have CMEs. What is it? FOMC, CPI data, and I don't know what kind of crap, but the charts are the charts, and the levels are the levels, and at certain points you're gonna hit it. And for me, that was just very clear. You could say we even actually a little bit overextended it a little bit, and then you say, that was a value area high. Yes, again, on here, the Bitfinex chart, it was the value area high, so hit it perfectly, but I was always looking at the one from Bybit, and that one is a little bit higher on 21,800, which also would have coincided here with the 78.6. And I said also last week's video, I do not really think that we are going to hit that 78.6 golden pocket and then down. So let's take this one off. We don't need this anymore. Like I always say, if you have been following the channel, most of the stuff that I change on the charts, I do it while I'm recording or during a live like now, so you guys kind of get me in the thought process. Maybe we'll switch at some moment to, let's say, a Binance chart or something, because it's maybe a little bit more accurate. The one from Bybit that I'm using, it's not like a secret or anything, but there's just a million lines on there with all kinds of levels of a daily open and close, very high, very low, point of control on daily time frames, point of control. So this chart will look like this for me, and I think that you guys will be absolutely lost if I start showing you a million levels, but sometimes you just need that on a day trading perspective, especially when you have days with 1, 2, 3%, just not so much volatility like here, and then you have all your levels there marked daily open, daily close, VWAP, and I don't know what kind of crap. So that makes it just very messy. From a broader perspective, let's now first really do the daily, and then we just slowly gonna wind down. We're gonna talk about the S&P and everything you can expect, and yada 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 yada. So you could say that this right here is kind of a block, shall we say, or a trading range, a little bit lower like this. Sometimes actually, if you zoom in on the 6 hour, it's pretty nice. By the way, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear the music or not, if I'm talking too loud or maybe not loud enough. Or if you hate the music, we can also find something else, whatever. So this is kind of then our first block, shall we say. So let's, I don't know, make this red or something. So this is then kind of your first, and then this is kind of your second, with even a tiny deviation on top of this deviation. So this one, we're gonna make it bluish again. think this is what we had. So yeah, what you then see is that the price comes down into a certain area, consolidation. You might have some zigs and zags and some fake outs, which is completely fine. And then eventually the price is breaking out. People thinking, yippee-ki-yay, we go to 100K. Then you have a bit of a deviation, distribution kind of thing. And then eventually we're dumping down. We saw the exact same kind of price movement if I'm zooming out. And we are going back to the 30K level range. There you can actually draw almost the exact same. Let me see, was that here? Yeah. So here is kind of the same, right? And then you have this is then your deviation from this level or a bigger fake out, and then eventually you go lower. Or if you take this a little bit lower until here. Nah, this is not so pretty good like this. I think that pretty much works. Another one. Oh, Jesus, that music. Holy crap. I need to hear something else. My lord, that was bad. No. Jesus.
Searching for music for your next video?
That was terrible. All right. So that is then kind of, like I said, the bigger deviation, the bigger play, and eventually you break through, you're going lower, and that's done it. So here, we're then, again, we're looking at kind of the same. I have been calling and asking for a sweep or a breakdown of the 17.6 now already for actually the moment that we hit it. Because everyone was saying, oh, the bottom is in, and this was the bear market, yippee-ki-yay, we're only going higher from here. I also have been stating from the absolute beginning, what a BS. What a BS. Do you really think that we're going to drop down and then we say, well, thank God that's over, and then this was it, and now we're just going sideways and higher? Absolutely not. Now, of course, we haven't hit the 17.6 yet. But it looks like that we might be on our way. If we take this out, actually, we don't need this anymore. Let's take this out, and let's take the bigger one out here as well. If we're just looking at the daily, then we have a beautiful bearish divergence here on market Cipher B. Let me take a sip of my coffee. And I mean, this is a bearish divergence in a bear market, because that's what we're in. We're in a bear market, right? I mean, no doubt about it. Whee! So, where's the exact bottom? I think no one knows. But if you're getting a signal of a bearish divergence on the daily, which is a big time frame, then I would say your mega bear signal is triggered. Now, I didn't go short here yesterday, so just to zoom in on what has happened the last few days, let's do the hourly. Let me see, what's it here? Yeah, I went long here because this was the bounce of VWAP, rode it to the upside, and I kind of closed my position somewhere here, I think, just at or above this top. And there was, I think it was like Friday night or something my time, and I was like, I'm not going to enter a short right now, although we hit my target. But because we have the weekend and you have weekend trading, I was like, I don't really know. Zooming in on the hourly, you could say that was actually just the beginning of that trading day that went higher here on Saturday, as you can see. And then we kind of went a little bit lower, but still the day was in the green, 0.7%. At Sunday went a little bit lower, 1.8% down for the day. But when Monday opened, I thought, well, maybe we are going a little bit higher to kind of recover maybe a bit of the CME gap and just retest maybe one more time this high, because this high was put in during Saturday, and usually weekend highs are being taken out. Also, this high here on this daily was also on a Saturday 29th of October. There you go. And like I said, usually then these highs are then being tested or are being taken out. So I was actually maybe hoping for something like an SFP swing field pair going higher, not able to close, and then not able to close higher, and then just eventually close lower, and then we can move downwards, or maybe something like a double top and then going lower. But on the other hand, of course, we also already really a bit exhausted, because here also on the 4 hourly, even if you missed the daily mean, you had a bearish divergence here, which then was this bearish divergence. Let me take out the volume note. And then we also had a bearish divergence then from here to here, which is then this one to this one. So actually there were signs enough. Again, I didn't jump in, also not on Monday, because we were going up a little bit, and I was like, okay, there we go. Let's see how much steam it has. The only problem what I had with this point for not going into very hard on the short is that we had the 21,800 above us. That was the 78.6, and that value area high. And usually, you know, we trade from value area low to value area high, from one range to another, and we were also above the major point of control. So I thought, okay, so we're probably going to reach it. Let's just let it play out for a little bit. And then that money flow on the 4 hour, what an absolute carnage. Just a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. Now it's so it looks absolutely terrible. You would say maybe this needs to curve up a little bit so that we can cool down a little bit or have a little bit of a relief rally. But since we're now back here in this broader range, what would be actually a nice idea if we're coming back and then retesting that value area high here. Again, on Bybit, this is a little bit higher, 20,100-ish, which actually is a nicer level for me, because here you can see it also lines up with this one here, and this one here. All right, with that being said, on the hourly, if we are checking out Marks FB, the money flow is an absolute carnage. I mean, look at this. Yeehaw. The thing is that that's always, you need to have balls to long this, but you have a bullish divergence a little bit here. You have that also bullish divergence here. But the price is then just getting lower and lower and lower. So where are you going to enter a long, right? That is always a bit of a question. And then all the pencil necks will then be creeping out and say, oh, well, there was a bullish divergence and I longed it. Yeah, but the 18 before, they all filled. So what the hell are you talking about? I do think that this might be a little bit overextended now on the hourly. So I would like to see maybe a bit of a move up. Maybe here to let's say 20,100 would be nice. I already ended a short. It's a small trade, nothing too crazy, but I'm planning on holding this actually for a little bit longer. That's why I also said this is day one of this short trade, and I actually expect that we're going much lower, because as you can see, we're now underneath this value area high. Again, I'll buy it a little higher. But then usually you're going to the point of control on the value area low. But this value area low actually is very nice lining up, because that is also on a very macro scale. So that's this very big volume note from the drop to 17.6K. It is also that low. And that actually would be very nice if we could retest it. So if we are going higher, Depending on how the chart looks like, I might add up to that short and to really build up a swing position. That's kind of the idea, that we're doing something maybe like this and then going lower again. And I think that actually would be very, very nice. My God, what kind of playlist have I chosen? My lordy. What else is there to say? Let me better also take this one out because we don't really need that anymore. Those highs are taken out. These are the two boxes that we have right now. Yeah, you know, if we're coming lower, you see also here on the 4-hourly, but also on the hourly, you just have so many of these wicks, of these candles. And of course, there's a lot of buying power underneath. That means that the price goes lower, and right away they start buying it back up, and then the price goes back up. But that also means that underneath there are a lot of stop losses here, 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 and at some point that will be taken out, and then you just see this massive wick down. I am not in the camp thinking that 17.6K is the bottom. Like I've already said many times before, I just cannot imagine that we drop down and say, well, thank God that's over, and then we're going higher. Also, I have to say that I also don't really know if we're coming lower, if it's just a sweep and then higher, or lower and then just trading lower. If the second one will come to fruition, then poof, could be ugly. I always said, like, maybe something like a bottom of 14K would be nice, because a lot of people think we will not go underneath 17.6, and a lot of other people are thinking we are going to 10 or 11 or 12K, and just because you then have a number that's in the middle, then people start aggressively shorting underneath 17.6. We drop lower, 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 and then have a lot of buy orders at 10K, 11K, 12K, and we're never going to hit it because the price is then already reversing back up. So that actually is the idea. That actually would be very, very nice if something like that would play out. If you have, by the way, any questions, just drop them in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That would be absolutely wicked if you could do so. All right, let's... we have done the hourly, we have done the 4-hourly. Like I said, maybe a little bit of a bounce, but so far this money flow is very ugly. So if you're playing on the bounce, make sure that this really turns. I also actually could imagine that we maybe do something like this now, even a little bit further and then higher. Then you have a very nice bullish divergence. But like I said, I do not think that the next pump will take out the 21.5. I just do not see it happen at all. I do not see it happen because, like I said, still bear market, and the narrative hasn't changed. The narrative has never changed. The narrative has been the same since the beginning of this year. And I've also been saying this over and over and over again. It's inflation, it's the fat, it's rising the interest rates. And the moment they start rising the interest rates, that is where you're seeing assets, of at least money, flow from one asset to another. And let's say you have is like the dollar, and it's a little bit more risk off. And once they start rising interest rates, money flows to bonds, to savings, to cash, because suddenly those asset classes become interesting again. So that is usually what then happens. Hourly looks absolutely terrible. We already said it. 30 minutes looks terrible. Look at this. What a huge outflow here. Same kind of idea, right? Bull divergence, but you need to have the balls to long this. I am definitely not longing this. 15 minutes, same. Bull divergence. This is also even one. Yeah, this is pretty ugly to do so. 5 minutes. This one was pretty bad here, but other than that, yes, we have big waves here, anchor waves and everything, but this doesn't look as badly as on the hourly. I also, by the way, before we really go into the S&P, have been looking in the past if we have seen bearish divergences already this bear market, this year, anywhere on market Cipher B. that signaled a short. And this is kind of the beginning, and you just don't see it. There's just no bear div in sight, meaning that the momentum wave makes a low and the price makes a new high. Or is this one? No, this one was also lower. No. So for me, this is just so strong, and you know what it is. Usually on these higher time frames, it can zig and zag, and we could even have a green day in between. But eventually, I think this big daily bear div will play out, and also in the bear market. I mean, look at this: little bit in the green, a lot of time in the red. Little bit in the green, a lot of time in the red. Now a little bit in the green, and probably within 2-3 days we're in the red again. Bull market, exactly the other way around. Exactly the other way around. Look at this. This is on the daily still, right? Still on the daily. Damn. Look at this. How much green there is. Green, little bit of red. And then green. This, little bit of red. There was this period right here where we just hang around 30K and everyone said, it's over, it's not over. Suddenly Elon Musk. Whee! So, yeah, that works out pretty well. So bull markets, the money flow is a little bit in red and a lot in the green, and in bear markets is exactly the other way around, especially on higher time frames. Alrighty, let's now move over to the S&P or the ES1. It's the future market, because you know what it is. BTC moves most of the time together with the S&P. So if the S&P is dumping, then BTC is dumping, and if the dollar is pumping, then you also see that the S&P is selling off and crypto is selling off. We have been looking at this this S&P, this golden pocket now already for a while. Do have to say, of course, in the last few days we had a bit of a decoupling. We have one high here in the golden pocket, second one, third one. I said this is absolute textbook. 3 taps to the high, then go lower. But now we slowly are going a little bit higher. So there is a bit of a decoupling compared to BTC. And yeah, probably all has to do with the FTX exchange. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Yeah, this is actually pretty okay. It looks pretty nice. If you can't see it, this is the FIP from here to the lows right here and then back up. But actually, if you want to take the FIP all the way from top to bottom, then you should have to actually take this one. And then you can say, well, then the S&P still has some room to go to approximately 4,000 before it goes lower. I don't know if we're going to make it. I actually think that soon we will go lower. And I also think that at some point we're going to take out these lows here at approximately 3,500. So there will be an event, there will be a narrative, a story, whatever. Joe Biden, Tesla, China, Russia, Ukraine, environment, whatever. And then everything just starts nuking down south again. On market Cipher B doesn't look all too bad on the hourly, to be honest. 4 hourly then for the S&P 500. Also doesn't look all too bad. We have the RSI's little split. Momentum wave is curving back up again. Money flow, a little bit in the green, view up a little bit higher. RSI's coming together. Yeah, actually this on the 4 hourly doesn't look all too bad. The thing is, if this starts pumping up fast, and let's say this week, and we're taking out this high, we go to 78.6 or whatever, you could have also here on the 4 hourly a very big bearish divergence. And also here on the S&P, it will most likely play out. So that will also be very ugly if that happens. Let's do the 12-hour. Green dot. Green dot. All right. Never know. Never say never. So that doesn't look all too bad. On the daily, also green dot. Excuse me. Yeah, I do have to say it doesn't look all too bad. But you know what I also have seen a lot is that we do something like this. Just up and a little bit, and then just down again to spend quite some time there. I mean, you see that actually a lot of times. Here is a beautiful one. Look at all these dots here. You think, oh, we're going higher. Oh, but no, here we're going higher. Red dot, green dot, red dot. So Yeah. I think there is actually still some carnage to do, still some bleeding. I'm not trading this actively, by the way. I do DCA sometimes a little bit in on an uh, ETF for the long run, but not trading this very actively. I just really use this as an indicator for what crypto crap is going to do. And this is the future market for the S&P 500. This one is running. Um, this one is a little bit earlier than the actual S&P 500 because this is a future market. I think this is like 10 minutes or 15 minutes earlier. So if you want to see if BTC is dumping, then you first look at the ES1 exclamation mark. If you want to search it, ES1 exclamation mark. That one is a little bit earlier. So here we see 38.46. Let me see. Where is that crap thing? 38.45, 38.37. So there's now $8 difference. What is it? $10 almost. And that's like 10 or 15 minutes delay. So if you ever want to search it, then you need to search for the ES1 exclamation mark for the future market on the S&P 500. But like I said, I just use it a little bit as a direction. The Dixie, the old famous Dixie. Oh, we have a bit of a dump. Haha, Lordy. We have a bit of a dump. I did not expect it. This is actually funny because you just see that crypto crap is just completely selling off. And we just have a little bit of a retrace, not a lot. And the Dixie is just taking an absolute dump. This actually was very, very beautiful so far. I also stated this already multiple times during my videos on the channel. This is just an accumulation zone. It's just a little bit sideways, and then eventually I think we're breaking higher if there is some kind of story to tell again. So, yeah, Dixie ain't going nowhere. I think we're going to stay above 100, 109 for a long time. But if we're looking at this from the actual, like really the top, and then the low, we just came up exactly to the golden pocket at 112, and now reversing down. Where you'd say, okay, so the Dixie is reversing down, then BTC needs to pump. Well, like I said, we have a bit of a decoupling the last couple of days with the whole FTX kind of crap. And this blue line is biased. I drew it in there. Nothing too concerned about, but a lot of people say, well, we kind of broke it and we went completely parabolic and now we broke it, so now we need to roll over and go lower. Maybe, maybe not, but I just think that we could go sideways for a while and then eventually start spiking up again. Because, like I said already multiple times, the narrative just hasn't changed at all. It's just still inflation and all kind of stuff. What's going on? So yeah. Let me see. Do we have something in the chat already going on? Not yet. Not yet. If you want to ask me anything in the chat, then go ahead. I will pop in the chat now and then to check what is going on. Don't be shy to say hello. So yeah, the Dixie. You know what it is? I mean, you can also be kind of overbought or oversold on the Dixie, whatever. But I think the data really needs to show that inflation has been peaking out and people stop fleeing to the Dixie or to the dollar, to the euro, whatever. And then you could see this rolling over because also other assets like gold have absolutely taken a nosedive, which is actually so weird because gold was a quote-unquote safe haven. And if you now look here at the daily chart of gold, terrible. I mean, in 2020, you could say, it wasn't bad. What's this? 2020, where did we end up? No, it's gonna be it. Did we had like a 18% performance? I cannot imagine that's true. That was on 2020. The 2021 was pretty damn terrible. I think it went down for the year. Let me see. Yeah, I think it went down a few percent, not a lot. But the thing is, what just surprised me so much is the world is on fire. We have high inflation, and I don't know what kind of crap is going on. And gold is not spiking, and that is just weird, because then I'm sometimes thinking how much more terrible stuff needs to happen for people to flee to gold. So that's a bit weird to see. And I just wonder, and I think I also posted this on Twitter. I just wonder, will this be the first crisis where people said gold was not a safe haven, and for every other crisis which will be coming in the years and the decades to come, that no one will flee to gold anymore, and that we just never break that $2,000. Who knows? Could be, but of course this looks just toppy as fuck, right? Up rejection makes sense because I mean we came up pretty hard. Let's be honest. Rejection and then top at almost the exact same price, almost to the dollar, and then down again. So it just looks very, very terrible. Now we have a bit of a relief rally, but like I said, most of the money is just flowing to the dollar, and that's why it doesn't look so good. I have to say, actually, on the daily market, Cipher B, this actually looks good. Look at this momentum waves. That actually looks nice. Money flow looks like it wants to come up. So, never say never. Never say never. Who knows? Maybe next year we might spike up and take out that high gold. Never say never. Could be. So, yeah. Also, by the way, for the Dixie, I'm also not trading this all. You're just using this as an indicator to trade for BTC. That's it. U.S. inflation. Yeah, listen, folks. Everyone always says, the Fed's gonna pivot, yada yada yada. It's not gonna happen at all. Not anytime soon. So this is the inflation, right? In the United States, and that is now coming down a little bit, of course, as you can see, from 9.1 to 8.2. But the thing is, you also have core inflation, which is probably where the Fed looks at the most, and that one is still rising. The last one was 6.6. And as I said here very nicely, the core inflation tracks change in price a consumer pay for a basket of goods, which excludes volatile food and fuel costs. So it actually is the inflation, but then without food and fuel. And that one is still rising. So I think they really want to have this down to, I don't know, maybe 5 or 4 before they start slowing down on rising interest rates. And so far that just hasn't happened at all. And another one, of course, what is major important, let me see, the unemployment rate, which is also still very, very low, 3.7. If we're then zooming out, I mean, imagine, right? So this means that 3.7 people on, oh my God, I hate this music actually. 3.7 people on 100 are, whoa, we're getting a pump for BTC. Holy moly, where does this come from? What is going on? What is going on? Jeez. Wowie. That's a big one. What is that? 2.8%. That's a big one. Is FTX saved or what's going on? What is going on here? Okay. Relax. We hit the first golden pocket. Let me see if there's any news or something. Okay, retest of the area high. Okay, well, let's just let it run for a little bit. Let it run for a little bit. My lordy, I have no idea where this comes from. I'm trying to search it in maybe, I don't know, Discord or whatever. Let me know if you guys find anything or see anything why we are popping up all of a sudden. I'm trying to find something. Yeah, that's the thing, you know. If you, I mean, if you were kind of so quote unquote oversold, then you can have these bigger pumps all of a sudden, and therefore just watch out with your leverage. Just don't be over leveraged because you are gonna get wrecked for show. And let me see. Let's zoom in for a second on the 5 minute. Already coming down right away, 1%. Whew. So this was a pump up of almost 5%. Holy moly. Look at this from the low. Whew. Damn. In matter of how many minutes? Kind of nice that it happens live. 40 minutes. 40 minutes. That's kind of when we start the live stream. Maybe my live streams are just... maybe my live streams are just bullish news. Who knows? The actual F. All right. That also means that my trade is now slowly a little bit underwater. Let me see. My entry price was 19,700, 19,800 or something. Just a tiny tap. Nothing major. I was actually hoping already for this bounce. We said that at the beginning of the stream because I missed most of the drops. So you want to see then actually some recovery, especially, you know what, we actually dropped, what is it, 7% or something from the top, like this. Oh, damn, 10%. Oh, right. Doesn't mean you need to short right now, all right? Just let it ride for a little bit. Let it ride. Don't short it. Chill. You have enough time. We still have a daily bear day. Yeah, it will play out. Just take your time, chill. Oh yeah, by the way, so about leverage, yeah. So you know what, I really don't care actually that we're pumping up now. That just gives a nice opportunity to add a little bit to the short. I will not do that right now. Just let it play out. But this is actually nice because, like I said, I missed most of this this dump, and this was during the weekend. And when I saw it, I was like, all right. Bit of a shame, of course, that we missed it, but worst case scenario, this thing just pumps up all the way to, I don't know, 21K, makes a lower high, or even takes out this high. It's all cool. No worries. I ain't stressing. If you wanna add to your short, or you want to open up a short, first of all, let it play out. Yeah, I mean, we just dumped down 10%, and now we're kind of relief rally bouncing. So again, this was it true? Was it really 10%? It was more than 10%. All right. So if you want to add to your short, you just wait, let this play out, and in this case, the best thing actually would be if it goes to the golden pocket, 20,700. That would be nice. If not, then you could lower this a little bit to say, you know what, I'm taking this top right here on this hourly, and then you almost hit the golden pocket. But if you take it from this drop right here, then we're kind of at or through the golden pocket. This one actually is pretty nice. You could say that we tapped it Actually, to the dollar, the 61.8. Whew. So that is nice. But I mean, this is so extremely oversold here on the hourly that you want to see this maybe first come up a little bit, do maybe a little bit like this, and then add somewhere here to your short. If at least if you are short, if you're having a short. Or if you want to open up a short, just you know what it is. The tops and bottoms, they're always usually it's a process. It's not an event, and that is what a lot of people are mistaking. In this top, look how many hourly candles you had to get into the trade. This top here, exactly the same. Here the same. Here the same. You know, there are usually always multiple candles at the top or bottom on the hourly, so that gives you actually quite some time to get into a trade if you want to. If you think like, hey, we are going low from here. Look at this. Okay, this was then a spike, but this was the fat. But this is a top, so you do have time. Yeah, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And especially then, it's very important that you're just not over leveraged. Because if you go 50x and these kinds of things and yippee-ki-yay to the downside, let's go. If you do this on a 50x or 70x or whatever, and you don't have a stop loss, or you don't have a stop loss into entry or whatever, you're gonna get liquidated. You're gonna get wicked out 100%. I'd rather than have a little bit of a lower leverage and just let it ride out, and it has time to breathe. That even if I'm wrong in my analysis, then it pops up. That right here, I'm not getting liquidated, and just let it ride for a little bit. That's you're a little bit more on the safe side, you know, and you're trading to A, take money out of the market, but also B, so that you're able to come back tomorrow to take even more money out of the market. This is a game for the long term, so that's important. Let me quickly check something. Let me see if I want to add to my trade yet, or do I want to have a level? One second, guys. Let me. Someone is saying Binance bought FTX. Is that true? Binance bought FTX. Oh man. Yep. Woo! Whoa. This is sick. Check this out. Let's go to Twitter. Hope you were not short, by the way, on FTX. Things have come full to circle. FTX first and last investor. Yeah. Come to agreement to strategic transaction with Binance. Here, Binance says, this afternoon, FTX asked for our help. There is a significant liquidity crunch. To protect users, we signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX and help cover the liquidity crunch. We will be conducting a full DD in the coming days. There's a lot to cover and will take some time. There's a high dynamic situation, and we are assessing the situation in real time. Binance has the discretion to pull out from deal at any time, so not bound to anything. We expect FTT to be highly volatile in the coming days as things develop. So let's just switch over to the whole FTX story, and then we'll look at BTC in a little bit again. So I think if you missed it, what I kind of got from the story was that this Sam Friedman dude he was lobbying at the U.S. government behind Binance back about getting a certain license and then kind of have a monopoly in the States, yada, yada, yada. But Binance is a shareholder of FTX. They funded the exchange. And Binance feels like you're lobbying behind our back. You're stabbing us in the back while you're trying to make a deal with the government to have a monopoly in the future. And therefore, Binance started to sell off their position in FTX. Everybody starts taking the money off FTX, and you just saw kind of the chart also crashing, and there was just almost no money anymore on the exchange, and no one was kind of trading it. You know what? Let me try to pull up the chart real quick from FTX. Is it FTX or FTT? I can't remember. Maybe it's this one. I don't know for sure. So yeah, this is kind of the chart, and this is on the daily, and now we are down for 15% of the day. But this actually was an important level. You can see just how there was support in the past so many times for FTX. So that was approximately at the $22.5, and so that has been a significant support and resistance, and eventually we fall through, and now we're going lower, so maybe we see a retest. But actually what the guy from Binance is doing is just to make sure that the exchange doesn't go bankrupt, that they don't lose their money. They're getting full ownership, and the beef probably that they had must be over. And also they're kind of making sure that the market doesn't crash completely. So this is all right. This makes sense. Makes sense. Do I therefore think that what is this other stuff? All right. Do I therefore think that 70K is out of the books? No, I don't think so. I still think actually that we're going lower, and the charts are the charts. You know, a lot of traders say that they never trade the news. They don't even look at the news. They're just trading the charts and the levels. And the levels are right now that we broke this deviation, went lower, and now kind of retesting that value area high on here on Bybit. So here on Bybit it is 20,200. So yeah, so like I said, a lot of traders don't even look at it. So actually this would be a very nice moment to kind of maybe go sideways again and then go lower. That would be nice. Or if we're taking that bigger bull diff from 20,700, that actually would also be a nice level to do so. Now on the 4 hourly, also a green dot. Of course, it was a little bit to be expected. 3.3% up here on the 4 hourly. Yeah, you know, I heard some nasty stories about this Bank Friedman kind of guy. What is his name actually? What is his name? I have no idea. Is it Sam Bank Friedman or something? Is that it? Sam Bank Friedman. I think that's kind of what it is. I don't know for sure. So I heard he did some nasty stuff about Celsius and Luna, and trying to get the whole chain under one umbrella, and then he has just a monopoly on everything that has to do with lending platforms, with trading, rules and regulation, legislation. So, I mean, probably I guess that's the way to do it. I don't for sure. I guess so. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I have not changed my bias. Happy that I only went in with a little bit. Have not put in a stop loss, by the way. I did it actually a little bit on purpose because I saw this morning coming lower. This, and then we went higher. Wait, let me take the 15-minute. And then we went higher, and then like this is kind of where I think this is kind of where it ended, and went lower. And I thought, all right, here we go. This is one of those classics where we just do this. You you know, and it was just constantly nuking lower, lower, lower. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. For now, not so worried. I can also always deleverage or add to my position. I'm gonna give this a couple hours to play out, but I think it will not change the daily. No, still 1.8% is 1.8% down. If we closing the daily above 20,240, 20,240, if we close the daily above, then we're actually still in this range right here, in this deviation, and then we could have a green day tomorrow and still going down or whatever, or take out these highs could absolutely happen. 20,240, that is for now, for me, the most important one. Let's see if that happens. What a wick. Nice, nice. Well, if the Dixie starts to pump again, actually, that will be nice, because then we could maybe see some more downwards action for BTC. Right, let's move back over to the whole inflation CPI kind of idea. So I really think that the Fed wants to have this CPI, the core inflation, going lower, at least maybe to, let's say, approximately 4%. So there's still quite some work to do. So you could see this really going down to, I don't know, 5 or 4 or 3%, and then the core inflation coming a little bit later. Let me see. Let me just turn this off for just 1 second, because it's making me mad. But the thing is, the inflation is still, the unemployment rate is still very, very low, right? 3.7%. You can say, well, here it goes up. Well, I mean, come on. 3.5, 3.7, it's all kind of the same, right? But if we zoom out to, let's say, a 25-year, then we're seeing that we're still at almost historical lows. And also here on the maximum scale, all the way going back to the 50s, is just very much on historical low. And just mid 50s, it was lower, which makes sense. That was just after the Second World War. Half of the people was dead, and the other half need to rebuild the country. So there was a very low unemployment. Everyone had a job. So yeah, from a historical perspective, I think that the Fed wants to see higher unemployment rate, much higher, to approximately maybe 5-6%. Because you can see, if you look here at the 6%, that is a little bit the average. And once you have, because the economy right now is very much heated up, very much on fire in almost a negative way. You have a low unemployment, you have high inflation, prices are going through the roof, people have money to spend. And if an economy is slowing down, the central banks want to boost it up by lowering the interest rate and making the conditions easier. And just because they're lowering the interest rate, that means the cost of money is going down, because it becomes cheaper to lend money. But if it becomes more expensive to lend money, so they also see that the mortgage rates are just flying up right now to, I think, 7% or something in the States. Therefore, it becomes more expensive to buy a house, so less people can afford their foreign house, so maybe they're waiting. But also for companies to lend money so they can invest into, I don't know what kind of projects they had in mind, that of course also becomes more expensive. So the risk what they are creating is creating these kind of ghost companies, right? Is that these companies can only exist because they could borrow money for almost free, because the interest rate was just so low. And if the interest rate is then suddenly shooting up, then the companies are saying, oh, but actually then we cannot afford it anymore. And then just someone who is just a bad entrepreneur or mismanagement cannot fulfill the needs anymore, the needs that they have then with the banks and the investors, and then they're just going bankrupt. So there will be also more bankruptcy cases. Therefore, people will lose their job. Housing market will come down. Stock market will come down. All of that stuff is going to happen, but it is necessary, because if you don't do so, then you have super high inflation, and then prices are getting higher, as we already have seen in gasoline and food, and therefore people are asking for higher wages. And then the employer says, okay, if I give you a higher wage, then the products or services that I'm selling also need to become more expensive again. And then you get this price spiral, as they call it. You have an upward spiral and a downward spiral, but in this high inflation scenario, then you will get a price spiral to the upside, where constantly wages are getting higher, prices are getting higher, and then you get extreme inflation. So I think to rise the interest rates is the absolute good thing to do. They actually should have done it already much earlier, and they should have stopped printing money. But well, now we're here, shall we say? And the only thing what they can do is to rise the interest rates, make sure that the economy is cooling off. So if people are starting to lose their job in your city or in your town, that's actually a good thing. It really is a good thing, because that means that the policy is working. And the moment that people are starting to lose their job, then you see maybe prices coming down a little bit. And therefore, the unemployment rate is going up a little bit, maybe to 5-6%. That is, I think, what they're targeting for. Core inflation will then probably also come down, and then the inflation rate will also come down. And when that happens, you probably also see that stock markets are peaking out, and people are maybe not running anymore to the dollar, but are trying to maybe buy assets that are very undervalued, for example, stocks, or could be crypto or whatever. But right now it's just completely risk off. So that is kind of now what is happening. Let me see. What do we got for FTX? Oh man, I need to take a sip of water. 1 second. Oh, whoa. Chill. All right, so FTX, of course, is getting now a bump. Jeez, 27% bump in 1 hour. Yeah, this was to be expected after the news came out. Top to bottom, let's say you hit it on the bottom. Wow, 45%. Congratulations. You better take profits. Because shit will get volatile. BTC is almost recovering the entire loss. Well, that's crazy. That is crazy. Let me see if there's any news. There's almost so much BS on that can't bounce. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Welcome to the club, man. Welcome to the club. Man, get the hell out of here. BTC is gonna... Are we going to end up in the green? That would be crazy. Maybe we're going back even to daily open. Man, what a sick pump this is. We're going from extremely overbought to, I think, extremely oversold to, I think, extremely overbought. Wow. Are we hitting that bigger GP already? Yeah, we do. We hit that bigger GP. Oh. Okay. That's stupid. Just stupid. All right. How long have we been streaming for? An hour or so? I think so. Yeah, I think a bit more than an hour. Anyways, so yeah, for me, the narrative, like I said already, hasn't changed. We still have fact, we still have inflation, rise of the interest rates. I think tomorrow we also have CPI data. Is it tomorrow or the day after? Maybe on Thursday. So inflation data again. Um, I would be careful if I were you, because this thing could easily also just come down again. Wait, let me check something on a different chart real quick. One sec. Let me check something. It's just I have a second screen in there. I see actually that the RSI is going from oversold to overbought on most time frames. Not on the hourly though. Not on the hourly. But the small time frames, of course, like the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 15 minute. You know what? Actually, I can also pull it up here. Let me do this real quick. Just like a regular RSI. I mean, this is on the hourly. So as you can see, we still have room to go before we are oversold. This is the 30 minute, not yet there, but 20 minutes, 74 doesn't mean a thing. I mean, we can easily stay overbought or oversold for a long time, as you can see. But here, actually, you can see that that was nice. Also here, if you would trade this, I'm not using this at all, but this is actually also a bullish divergence on the RSI. But like I said, I would not trade it at all. On the RSI, then I mean, I never use the RSI as an indicator for bull bear divergence. I always use market Cipher B. It's way more accurate, and they usually play out. 15 minutes, also here, of course, right away overbought. The 5 minutes, bit choppy, but also overbought, approximately 77, and here the highest was so far 80. I have seen this on the 5 minute going up to way past 90. So if you're looking to short, just wait. All right, after such a pump, let it just play out. Just wait. But on smaller time frames, definitely right away overbought. What would maybe concern me a little bit, like on the bear side, if you are bearish, what would concern me is if this top is being taken out with a lot of strength, and we are start closing daily candles above this high of 21,500. That would be for me a little bit concerning, because then you're actually again making a higher high. But the thing is that if you're rolling over like this, you're really rolling over like this. Let me zoom in on the 15 minute, then it's a little bit more clear. Let me redo this. Oh, so let me zoom in, then you guys can see it clearly. Usually, if you're rolling over like this, then you're having quite the liquidity above these tops. And I have been talking about this already multiple times. You have stops here, 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 and there are just stops people who are shorting. So therefore, if you want to see, let's say, a healthy retracement or a healthy, like a real good setup, then you want to see a bit more, maybe like this, and maybe top being taken out, and then going lower. And we have seen this already multiple times. Here we actually said the exact same. If you can remember, was that here? I think this one actually did almost the same. You see here that the price is just kind of rolling over, and then these wicks right here are taking out the stops here, 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 here. Not this one, but that is just taking out everything actually. And then after that, we're still rolling over to the downside. And let me see. Yeah, this one actually, of course, was a bit of CME, FOMC, I think. But then, of course, taking out all these stops here with these bigger candles. So therefore, it's usually just a liquidity hunt to the upside, to the downside. So if we go to the top, I would not be surprised, but it could happen. It could happen. So just take that into account. And therefore also, again, Therefore, you should not be over leveraged with your trading. Hey, and maybe this is the golden pocket from this move upside downside. Maybe this is where we just retrace to and then go lower. It could absolutely be the case. I think I will wait for this for a few hourly candles, this to settle down, and then maybe we can choose a direction again. But for now, I think I would just wait it out. Like I said, for a lot of people, the chart is the charts, and they don't look at the news. And this was just a nice impulse for them to trade it. Dollar index, the Dixie is dumping. I have a few yellow lines, by the way. That is just, for me, critical support and resistance lines. Have one here. There you can also actually see, that we have a 4-hourly candle here and here and here, and then it just is so many times support and resistance, and just a flip-flop actually from both sides. Let's turn the music back on. So that one is 111.7. And then I have one at 109.3, and that it means it's not to the dollar, correct, of course, but you can also see that this one had quite the support and resistance already in the past. This one then did not really hit it, but we're going to hit that new support level almost again, so maybe we're going to bounce off again. Would not be surprised if that happens. Hey, who knows? This is even just a big W pattern breaking out, going higher, who knows? And then BTC is dumping again. If this one breaks, I have one just underneath 108, and then I have one at 105.5 ish. So that is what I'm looking out for. This was just very much intermediate. You can ignore this white line, but that is kind of now where I'm looking out for. Or you know what also could be the case? That we are going to make a swing fill pattern on this low. So we just passed this low right here, as you can see. And therefore, I still have that fib retracement. That is 109.54. And we just surpassed it. But let's say we would now go back up again and close above. Then for us, it's a swing fill pattern. And then usually you can expect a little bit more upside. 17 minutes to go. Don't know if that's gonna make it. Don't know. Never say never, but maybe. Ugh, no, well, if I look at the 5 minutes, it doesn't look like we're getting a swing fill pattern anytime soon. I mean, look at this. Money flows ugly. Just a red dot here. Few up lower, RSI lowers. Whoo! Yeah, that doesn't look like it. 15 minutes, kind of the same. Money flow coming down. Do have a green dot, but there's just no follow through at all. 13 minutes. Maybe. Bull diff maybe in the making on the hourly. Money flow thick in the red. So yeah. Also here you could have potential bull divs here on the 1 hour. Maybe even a triple, and then you can really expect a big move up. And you could say, from a macro perspective, from this high to this low, that we had a bearish retest as we went to the golden pocket, could not manage to make a new high, and then going lower, and therefore this actually is super bearish. From that, I mean, I have to give credit if that's your way of thinking. That is definitely possible. Yeah, we'll see. Man, this space never disappoints. It is always something to do here. Lordy, there's always something to do here. What a bounce. Man, I wish I actually had played it. I wish I didn't start opening up shorts. Already built up a position. I should have just played it. Damn. No, but you know what it is. I mean, let's be honest. We're still in the bear market, and you're better off with shorts in the bear market and better off with longs in the bull market. So this red dot is confirmed, right, from yesterday. And also the money flow just curving down here on the daily. Just coming down here a little bit. That just actually, for me, then tells the story. And again, that doesn't mean that you can have a green day in between, or even 2 green days. But then you can easily have one red candle that just completely undoes all of that, and then we are much lower again. If we would close the day like this, so now we are on 20,600. I have to say it's kind of bullish, and also it is a bit of a bullish sign that the price went so low as this. Let me take this. Low as this, and then managed to go all the way back up. That is a bullish sign, because that means that there are just buyers here trying to buy up that price, and saying, I want to buy here. Yeah, we'll go higher. I'll also still buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here. And if we're going down, then of course people are saying, I'm selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here. So it's then just the other way around. So that is kind of what is going on. I also, by the way, just got a message that Alemara, I have no idea. That's a market maker. There was a dump of the Bitcoin, so this is a BitDAO. So this is the stable coin of Bybit. A dump, and they're saying we're not dumping the price. Also probably to make sure that people are not getting cuckoo loco, start dumping the shit. But they're saying we are not selling our Bybit stable coin. Interesting. So you know, there are powers there that are trying to make sure that no one does anything crazy. The powers there to make sure that no one does anything crazy. All right, folks. Almost an hour and a half. I just a few more minutes, and then I am getting out of here. Maybe I will go to the gym for a little bit, quote unquote, my home gym. I have a bit of a gym in my own home and a sauna. This is very nice. So yeah, then I can just jump at the gym and take a sauna, relax, and just go on with my day. What else do we have? We talked about unemployment and everything. For me, like I said, I'm still bearish because narrative hasn't changed, and now I have a lot of time to explain myself. And let's turn this off for just 1 second. My lord. Didn't this guy bought all kinds of stuff or invested in all kinds of stuff? That's how you see how fast it can go here in crypto. That after they bought, I think they really bought up Celsius or something, or Solana. They built off, not Solana, what is it called, Luna or whatever. They had a project that they bought. I forgot the name, what it was. And then they had some other investments, and it were like tens of millions, hundreds of millions. And then the money is gone. And if suddenly everyone start drawing their money out, and then it goes pretty fast. He looks also a bit weird, if you ask me. Like, this is he has the hair of a sheep or something. Maybe it is a bit of a sheep. I have no idea. It looks just a bit weird. Poof. We're not getting our swing field pattern on the dollar index. That's for show. That is for show. I would not be touching this coin right now. Not at all. I mean, this is on the 5-minute, but if you look at the hourly, they really actually avoided a Luna 2.0 here. I mean, you already see, look at this candle. What the hell is this? This is just a big-ass scam pump. 8% up and right away down. And then you just see a grind lower. Here, another kind of bump. Higher, full jet. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be touching this. I was actually thinking about shorting it. Then I didn't. And then I woke up and then it was all the way down. And now it's pumping up. It's being bought. I don't know. This could really do in the next couple of days. So I wouldn't be touching it if I were you. No financial advice. What I find more interesting is where we're going to close off the day for BTC. let me see what I have on the Bybit chart. 1 second, folks. Yeah, so we are now back above the value area high, which was 20,240. 20,240, which is the value area low. Sorry, I said value area high. My God, I'm constantly mistaking. The value area low of this range right here. And then we have the point of control for Bybit on 20,700. That's probably where we bounced off. Yeah, exactly. And then we have the value area high. You can see the bounce here exactly in the golden pocket. And also the point of control is the perfect way to bounce, actually. And then we have the value area high at, what is it, 20,900. 20,900. So that's actually also this top right here. Let me see if we put it here on this chart what we're getting. Yeah. Well, you see, that's actually also pretty accurate compared to Bybit. So of course now we are back into the range. But if we do so like this, whoop, 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 and then going lower, then we close the day underneath here. Then it's still, of course, full on bear mode. This would be again the place to maybe go down south. This was the bigger point. I want to say point of control. My lordy, golden pocket. Thank you. Golden pocket. Well done, Ray. So this is the bigger golden pocket measured from the top to the bottom, going back to the golden pocket and the point of control right here. Maybe we go a little bit higher, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do some zigzagging and eventually follow our way down. The fact also that it went so fast is just pretty bearish. Again, this whole price session right here was a little bit of a decoupling, because if we're looking just at the last few days, so then we had, so this was Saturday, right? And then Sunday, and then this is Monday, Tuesday. And then if we look at the S&P 500 on the daily, there we just see something completely else. So this was then, of course, then Friday. This Monday and Tuesday just in the green, and then crypto is going lower. So here you see then a little bit of decoupling. This doesn't mean the world is not like, oh, therefore Bitcoin is decoupled on stocks. Absolutely not the case. But you can sometimes see that there are these periods in time, sometimes on a daily, sometimes on a couple of hours, sometimes even an entire week, that they're a little bit decoupling. And then you see S&P or the future market is going higher, but BTC is then doing the opposite. And of course, this is still very much inverse correlated to the dollar index. I mean, look at the dollar index. We're going lower here, and then SPX is rising. So that makes 100% sense. But for crypto, not always, but there is a very high correlation. So let's see. And if this still decides to, I don't know, double top or go lower or whatever because of reason ABC, and this then just goes higher, and then we could still see maybe Bitcoin going up one more day to kind of recover that, what you have missed then in these days, to kind of recover that, and then also coming down. That could be. So don't let it dictate your day trading too much. Like I said, the last few days is then not being very high correlate, but other days sometimes it is clockwork. It's insane. So therefore, I am really always on a day trade, on scalping, on that kind of price action. I'm really looking at the SPX futures, so the ESP1 and the dollar index. That helps usually a lot. And you know what? Actually, you see then Bitcoin always moving last. So if you see the dollar index for whatever reason dumping, then quite fast you see the S&P spiking up, and then usually within minutes later you see then Bitcoin also going the same way as the S&P 500. So that is always a great indicator, and therefore you could say that Bitcoin is a little bit lagging compared to the S&P 500 futures. All right, guys, never a dull day, shall we say? hope that you like the live stream. If you do, then please show your love and appreciation by a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. I will be staying in my short for now because this still looks absolutely horrible to me. We'll see if we kind of see some more topping out, and maybe I'll be adding to the short, not closing anything anytime soon. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not really that much in panic or thinking 100k yippee ki bull market is back on. It still is for me a bit of a distribution, bit of a what shall we say? I'm losing my voice, my lordy. Um, Kind of a, what was that, a Wyckoff distribution, how to call it or whatever. Just on top of this bigger block that we just drew in at the beginning of the stream, and now we're kind of retesting it. By the way, this bounce was also off the broader point of control, but I think you already seen it. For Bybit it was here. Trust me, for Bybit it was in 19,200. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, I'm really going to get going because I want to go to the gym, I want to do other stuff. But I had a lot of fun. Let's do one again tomorrow if everything works out with the technique and shit. But I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye-bye. But I had a lot of fun.